Paul, what up, fam?
Hey, man, how y'all feeling?
Feeling good, just after having a good time. It's just, like Paul, we're in the middle of about to be in June, so I know like the recruiting visit things are about to ramp up, but this is really like a lull moment outside of Summer Sevens. I mean, it's pretty quiet. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, relatively quiet, I would say, on the recruiting front. I think a lot of time is being focused on sevens right now as we move closer to, the state championship out there. But right now we had a couple of, Liberty Hill's getting a little bit of attention. I think New Mexico is really starting to figure out, who the talent is in the Austin area. Shout out to Sam Houston State winning that FCS national title. They've obviously done heavily recruiting in the area, but right now it's going to probably be quiet. But, just the familiar names out there in Del Valley. We all know the big receiver who's, be a junior next year is getting a lot of attention as well. But it is relatively quiet. I'm looking forward to August when we'll probably have a lot of the smaller schools come in and probably start getting into the action, the McMurrays, the Texas A&M Kingsvilles, those types of schools.
Hey, Paul, I have a question. So you talked a little bit about Liberty Hill getting recruited. How hard do you think it is for recruiters to recruit a team like Liberty Hill, a team that runs this slot T offense, a team that, granted, now they moved up and are playing some bigger schools, but for the longest time we're playing super, super small schools.
Good question.
In Texas. What do you think it's like for a recruiter to try to recruit a team like that?
Yeah, that's a difficult justification for you as a scout to go take to your head coach. Like, how are we going to offer a young person out of there? But, right now I think we really need to give a shout out to Aaron Brewer as, the big edge rusher, 6'4", 250-plus pound kid. And we're starting to see the defenders getting the recognition at Liberty Hill. But, I think moving up in classification really assisted them a lot. But, it's going to take an exceptional young player on offense to really get that notice of attention. Just a roundabout way to answer your question, I really don't know, to be honest, because it's such a challenge to take that antiquated offense unless you're going to a military academy, which Liberty Hill gets a lot of military academy attention. But other than that, I mean, Georgia Tech isn't running the slot T anymore like they did in the early 2000s. So it's a real big challenge.
And then kind of going along that same lines, I know you're not like a recruiter yourself, but you're so well versed in this knowledge. So I think you're perfect to ask these questions too. As we see states and things start opening up a little bit and people being allowed to gather and more camps and stuff happening, having those camps, those recruiting camps and these 7-on-7 events, how much do you think that helps a school like Liberty Hill, those smaller schools where maybe the recruiter is not going to make the trip to Liberty Hill, Texas to watch the player, but they will make the trip to the local satellite camp? Yeah,
I think it's pivotal and it's crucial, not only for the high schools, but like you said, like the players who may not get as much of attention, and also at the same time, like they need to build their marketability through social media, which we really much, we try to harp on as best we can and make themselves marketable, like, putting out their SAT scores or their ACTs. But those camps are vital not only to the universities who may not have the resources to host that camp, but they can go to a university that's going to have, 200 plus campers, and at that university there's going to be like 10 or 12 universities who will be able to have scouts there to see those campers. But it's a very vital piece of recruiting, because that's the lifeblood of any type of team building, so that they can kind of grow. But for the smaller schools, for the schools who may not have big time D1 or D2 athletes, it's crucial to get to those satellite camps so you can get as much of exposure as possible.
All right, Paul Rodriguez show. Paul, just wanted to get you on real quick. Thank you. Your graphic work too is like stepping way up. I'm like, what's going on? I see you, Paul, with the dope edit.
Hey, Snoop, look, I appreciate it, man. Like I see you growing your team. I'm growing the Recon Athlete team. So we got the right people. It looks like we'll have a little bit of competition, but hey, it all started with one team, baby. I had no doubt about it. It all started with one team, and we have the much respect. I see your new merch line out. It looks nice. I like the white tee with the skyline of Austin, Texas. So it looks good. I appreciate everything you do for the Austin area community, and that spreads from Georgetown to Dripping Springs and multiple counties in between. So thank you for everything y'all done. Zach, your hosting skills, brother, you're getting sharp. I like to hear it. Just wanted to pass that along. Hey, Nolan, you too, man. I see y'all out there grinding.
Hey,
appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Shout out Nick.
Yeah. no, call him Nolan. Paul, thank you. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, well.